Hey guys, it's been a while since I recorded a solo podcast, but I had some thoughts since I've gone to college and also after I've finished the summer and finished. Actually, I didn't finish the Summer 100 challenge, but I did a lot of it, and there's a lot I want to talk about. It's kind of weird because I wanted to like use my hand and go like this because a lot of my YouTube that I watch, there's like people use their hands and stuff, and like you can see their elbows or whatever. But like when I tilt the camera down like this, it's I like the screen is like too like tilted down for me to see myself. Honestly, I don't. I guess I don't really need to see myself. Um, but it's whatever. So I guess stream of thoughts. I feel like doing this podcast. I've just been wondering why I'm doing this podcast, and I've come up with some different ideas as to what the answer could be. But and it happens in relationships too, where I start talking to someone or start liking someone or wanting to become friends or possibly interested in them, or it could be a girl, and I just have this thought of me that's like, this is just excessively selfish. This is so self-centered. Like you're talking about yourself on a podcast so people can hear about you. So what exactly are you trying to do? Like, are you just narcissistically trying, just projecting your worldview onto other people and hoping that they see what you see? And I mean, that's a negative way to look at it, I think. But another way you can also see it is just I like talking about myself, as most people do, and I like talking about things I've learned, and I have certain values and beliefs that I think are good, and I'm trying to share them to other people. And it's hard to accept the fact that you have value or that you're worth listening to, because when it comes to that self-esteem and self-love in relationships, other people sense it. Like other people can tell if you really care about what you're saying or if you're just trying to put up a performance. I think having some amount of self-love, some amount of just, yeah, I'm doing this and I own it. Like something I heard from a cold approach coach on YouTube is just, when you're talking to a girl, you should say what you mean and mean what you say. What that means is just like say what you actually mean, and when you say it, don't like be like, oh, I don't know if I mean that. It's like you do mean that, so mean what you say too. And I think having some amount of that of confidence in life is a good thing. But it does feel somewhat mundane or uncomfortable at first, especially for people who feel like they haven't really had their voice acknowledged or heard consistently or valued or cherished, and have not created that emotional intimacy that they've always wanted in their bodies, in their hearts, whatever, to people. Yeah, I'm gonna try not to ramble too much. I wrote down some things that I think are helpful. So I just got to Berkeley like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. It's been great. I haven't been cooking myself because I was planning to do that, but I have been cutting a lot of fruit and eating that. The cafeteria food is not. I love food. The dining halls aren't horrible. If I ate everything, I think I would enjoy it. But most of it's just what I've been eating is just chicken and some like grilled vegetables that I try to find that don't have as much pesticides on them, depending on what they are. Like broccoli is more than cauliflower, so I'll try to get cauliflower. But it's not that easy. I've been taking liver powder in the morning, and low-key just that and making sure I get a good session of exercise in, like a run for an hour or like a hike for a couple hours or working out for a couple hours. That'll give me energy, and that's like, it feels so good to have a normal state of mind, normal state of body in the day, because I genuinely feel like it's hard to connect with people. It's hard to focus, hard to feel good about myself when I just literally feel like a piece of rotting, like a fucking piece of rotting, like, bark on the ground, if you know what I mean. But the thing that's been on my mind most here at Berkeley, in college, where you're starting to meet a lot of people and think about who you want to get to know more and what you want to do with your life and where to spend your time and what to eat and when to sleep, is friendship. What does friendship mean? Well, first is like, how do you know that someone is your friend? When Mr. D'Onofrio says he doesn't really consider that many people as friends, and he's like very few friends, but he has acquaintances or people he likes, it's like, how do you know I want to create this many friends, or I want to have this many friends? And how do you know the other person is on the same page as you? That's what's challenging for me, the uncertainty of it. I know it's much more certain in reality than I find it, but for most people. But like, group of friends I've made so far, on our floor, I like them all. I think they're good people. Do I connect with them in the exact same way that they seem to connect with each other? Do they like me as much as I'd like them to? I don't think so. Does that make me not their friends or people I shouldn't hang out with? I don't know. It's like, I really want to have like people that I feel relaxed around. I feel like I can be my full self around. And either one, and people don't get you, and it just is awkward or uncomfortable, and you kind of have to not really talk about the things that are on your mind, or they are someone who gets you and you get them, and you can share about yourself. And someone told me, like, you should be natural about being friends. You shouldn't like force anything or try to like say like nice to meet you to everyone, because inevitably some amount of that is fake. Not fake, but people can sense when you're not really staying true to yourself. And that's what I've been struggling to uncover. What is staying true to yourself? Over the summer, I had the summer 100 challenge, where I tried talking or cold approaching 100 girls. Most of these, like, I would say like 30 to 60. I'm sorry, like probably like half. Like, so overall, I approached 91 girls. The last one I did was at Berkeley. That I've been so scared to approach girls at Berkeley, because I don't want them to see me again, and I don't want to be like that guy. Like, honestly, I think I can approach a girl a day and people forget and not really care, which is fine too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Um, but 91 girls. I didn't complete the challenge. I was lucky, kind of sad about that on the first week of Berkeley because I was just like, I just can't approach girls at Berkeley right now. But so what I figured out is like being more confident requires I think ways for you to challenge your idea of like or just take actions that make you find new or uncomfortable, but could be pieces toward building your authentic self. Your authentic self isn't what you've been in the past, which for me was speaking very quietly, having a like high pitched, like nervous voice with a lot of filler words. I still look, I still go to that, and when I'm talking to boys, I don't really think about that, but and fidgeting and thinking that they don't like me and leaving the interaction, ejecting before we've even gone anywhere in the conversation, or they've actually given me a real hint that they don't want to be in this conversation. All those things I had to challenge, those preconceived beliefs and ideas that you have in your head about your worth and about what it means to talk to a girl. And so but I've learned that being natural, it also means pursuing those new ideas or these new ways of interacting or telling a particular story or relaxing or slowing yourself down when you want to, and giving other people eye contact that you used to never give, just giving them eye contact. And some parts of it feel like somewhat fake. It's like, oh fuck, I was performing there, but I think you don't really know what performing is until you've tried the different things that you think you need to try. And it takes work, and sometimes the pieces that you're building of your castle don't feel like they fit right, and they feel super heavy trying to carry it and put it up, but you at least carry it and try to put it up, and a lot of times they do fit and they do work. So for me, I've learned, for example, that it's good to have a slower, lower voice that resonates from your chest, and you don't need to be like smiling every single second of the interaction because you're scared that if you don't smile, they're going to think that you want trouble with them or you are not interested in them, which is how I feel sometimes when other people do it to me. I don't know if it's because it was some kind of response to the way my parents do that, or I don't know, but I've just been smiling excessively since I was in middle school, from what I can remember. And fuck. Damn, what the lights just turned off in this room. Let me go turn off the lights real quick. Oh no, turn on. And so being natural about friends, I think, means trying, because we're in an explorative stage at my age, which is I'm 18, and you're trying different things. Like I think it's hard to say exactly what you need to try, but I think what feels right for you by doing it. So I think that's what being natural means. I think trying to be perfect is really hard. I mean, you should just focus on the next step. Yeah. So, what are some other things that I've been thinking about? Well, like I've been thinking about it's. I've been thinking about self-amusement, which is like a tactic or a concept people use when it comes to having fun and giving a girl a good time when you're interacting with her. Austin Summers has this concept. I don't know if he learned it. He's a dating slash relationship slash cold approach coach, and it's basically just like when you're by yourself or when you're with a girl, your goal is like to just amuse yourself and have fun. It's cracking jokes and teasing and flirting and doing whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable in your own skin, and also just have a good time and give like an emotional roller coaster of fun. Um, and and I think I realized like you could do this in your own conversations yourself. Like if you're bored, you can go do something you like go on a hike or go to the beach or go work out or read a book or whatever it is. Um, but there's this thing about like these cold approach coaches have been saying like it's like it's fine to go on multiple dates. It's fine to uh like get a lot of lays and meet a lot of women at this stage of your life. So you are able to find yourself and figure out what works for you, and then and be able to just have abundance in your dating life, to know that you're at any time in your life you can go and approach a woman and have a good time and maybe take that somewhere, but also just know that you are able to spark attraction and then connect from there as well. But it's this idea of like, should after shooting all these shots like and getting dates, is being exclusive just a societal pattern, like a thing that people do, or is being exclusive, i.e., like only having one partner that you met and like going on one date and like, okay, now they're my date. Like, is that a thing that stunts your relationship growth, your I don't know, your personal journey, your path? And I've yet to figure that out, but I feel like you have to communicate with the girl about it. Like, do they want to be exclusive? Yeah, I think I can have that conversation on the first date. I've yet to have a first date, so I'm still pretty embarrassed not embarrassed, just kind of like, oh, what the hell? Like, I did all these like cold approaches. I got like maybe like 20 to 30 Instagrams and numbers and a few texts back and forth, but never gone on an actual date. Everything was flaky. I still feel pretty self-conscious, which is, I think, it's much better now. Like, I just remember going high school, first year, like, what the fuck? This is just horrible. Like, I thought it was normal, but like everyone had this, but like, no, you can tell when someone's like walking and they're not, like eyes are like flitting everywhere or just like getting super in your head about yourself and anxiety and stuff. Like, you just want to connect with people. You just want to like be able to say what you want to say, and I think this podcast is like selfishly. It's not bad being selfish, just me wanting to do certain things that fulfill my own desires or needs. Um, but also help other people. But it's saying what's on your mind and owning it. And so, yeah, what was I saying? Being exclusive and shooting many shots. I think that lust is not that great, and I think that a lot of the way I just feel like in college, like I can kind of sense, I'm not exactly confirmed by it, but the way the girls dress, the way that guys talk about cracking or talk about baddies and shit, like I get lost with it's natural. It's like kind of how we are designed to want to have sex and reproduce. But I think toward living as your higher self, like wanting to um like having that over sexualized attitude about everything is the it's a it's a blocker toward your fullest potential, your highest potential. Um, yeah, something that was like why I felt disturbed, I think on my previous two solo podcasts somewhat. Um, just like I felt like there's something just like didn't feel good about doing these podcasts, even though was excited I did something new and like expressed my thoughts is and kind of created accountability through it is mental masturbation, which is a concept I learned recently. What mental masturbation is you talk about what you're trying to do or what your goals are, or what you want to do, and all the cool things you're going to do, and you get the dopamine spike from doing that, and you never actually do those things, or you do them, but you've kind of already lost interest in them, and so that's why I've been trying to avoid on this podcast. I'm trying to tell you what I've done already, or like what I've learned and my experiences, instead of telling you about what I'm going to do or trying to do, and but I do have a lot of, I think, ruminations as to, like why am I living life right now? Like, what are the different reasons why I'm doing this or that? I'm trying to do this or that. Dude, you know what the annoying thing about? I mean, I'm learning to like be okay with my hair, but this morning I put sea salt spray and like some hair clay on it to kind of give it texture, or also just be like flat, and I think it looks a little better, but nowhere close to a haircut that mogs, which is what I told someone. Someone I uh, someone I think who has gray hair, um, in our building, uh, and who, but he has met someone already. He met someone at a frat party, a girl, and they've been hitting it off, doing a thing, and but I definitely think your physical appearance, like, if you have good hair, if you have like TikTok, like wavy guy hair, that it's like so attractive. No, like, and it's like, why don't I have that? Like, why is my nose like a little bigger than I wish it was, or and why are my eyes kind of like right now like I mean it's 9:59 and I kind of like woke up at 8:30 and just came here, so my eyes are a little like in sleep mode or whatever, and like the face is like is more body fat than I wish it had, and like I wish it was more chiseled, but I also need to bulk and like work out, and so I don't really know if I can do that yet. Um, why is like I smile like not as good as I wanted to be? All those things, I think. I don't know. I don't know if I think about it more than most people do. Drop in the comments if you think about your physical appearance as much as I do. I feel like girls have that like body dysmorphia or like uh hypersensitivity. But what about guys? Like, what about? I would like to hear about girls too. Like, do you guys do you guys just hyperfixate about them? But more importantly, does that stop you from loving yourself? Does it stop you from, when you're in an interaction with someone, from fully just owning your space, accepting, or just having the social confidence to be like, hey, it's a, I'm, I deserve to be in this conversation, or I deserve to speak right now, and it's not going half stepping to everything because your appearance is stopping you from, being enjoying yourself. It's almost like, here, let me lean back. It's kind of uncomfortable sitting like this, so I'll just go like this. Um, by the way, oh, fuck, I got a yawn. I'm in the East Asian Library and it's 10, and so my booking for this room is going to end, so if someone might come, I might record the rest of this elsewhere if someone does come. Um, Sometimes I just, yeah, sometimes I wish I wasn't. Yeah, I think you can tell when you're watching YouTube, like if someone thinks or believes they're chopped. And I think objectively, some people are more attractive than others physically, but like you can tell by someone's eyes. I think that they've already like they've already accepted the fact, they accepted the way they look, and they love the way they look, or they at the very least accept it, and they don't think about it. They're not concerned about it. And I've yet to reach that stage. Um, I'm not hyper self-conscious about it, but it definitely does affect me, and I think that's something like so like back in the back of my mind, like she would only be attracted to me if I was more like physically attractive. Like I'm not that physically attractive, so she's not gonna. I was playing foosball, in ping pong in the lounge yesterday with this girl that I like, and that I'm like attracted to. I think she's a seems like she has a good personality. I don't really know her yet. Physically, she's very attractive. I think she's a pretty smile, and I don't know, she's nice. Um, or not, because she kind of ghosted me. But that was could have been my bad on DM. Not ghosted me physically, just over Instagram. But it wasn't that deep. Anyways, it's just like I was trying to incorporate all the concepts I learned in cold approaching, just like tease her, make jokes, have a good time yourself, say what you mean when you want to say it, and be nice to her friends, and also like realize that you're like trying to have a good time with everyone and give them a good time as well. You're not like trying to take her, you're not trying to like convince her to like you. Um, and wow, it was hard. Like I said some things that were funny, and they kind of giggled, but I was like, in my head, I was like, that's kind of like how I was. Like, what happens if they don't think it's funny? Like, and I think I could have increased the frequency of how funny I was, or just having. I think it's having good times, not necessarily being funny, and reading them. But my voice was. There's a couple times I had to say, what? Like, what did you say? Like, because my voice is freaking quiet. It almost feels unnatural to increase my voice volume like this. But I have to start practice doing that, because if I don't do that, it's going to be, no one's going to hear what I'm going to say. And no one's going to hear what I'm going to say. And yeah, and so like, and overall the interaction was okay, but I was pretty uptight. I was kind of like not necessarily present, because I was like, what should I do? Like, oh, I'm smiling too much. Like that joke was kind of weird or funny. I don't know if she likes me. Like her face is not, she's not smiling right now. She has like a blank face. She seems like she's kind of awkward from ghosting me at the DM at the beginning. And so I watched this video last night I've watched so many videos from Benjamin Seda, but this one was like something probably I've sort of learned before, but anyways, I'll still say it. First thing is like how to make women chase you is what the video calls. Not necessarily like you should actively go and try to. It's not like you should actively go and try to like. Oh shoot, someone's here. Okay, so yeah, I got kicked out of my library room. So I decided to come out, and I found this like interesting spot here. It's like in front of some building, and there's some trees back here, which is nice. Yeah, Berkeley actually has a pretty nice campus. I didn't like it when I came here at first that much because it was so big, but like because it's so big, there's like always some new place you can find to study or do things or hike, run. Um, it's not as comfortable as the library, but it'll do. What was I talking about? I was talking about the Benjamin Seda video about how you should think about it when it comes to how to make girls chase you. And I don't think you should make girls chase you, but I guess it's something that naturally happens, and it's okay in terms of sparking attraction, but genuinely what you should be focusing on is connecting with them afterwards. But anyways, not afterwards, I think is part of it. It's probably part of it. First thing is be willing to walk away. It's kind of the frame of you control the power by being the one who has, I guess, the cards. And it's like, you have to ask yourself the question, would I still be fine if she wasn't here? It's like, and I think the answer should be yes, because obviously you have your own life, and having a girl in your life is just an extension of, and it's an extension of your life. You want her, but you don't need her, I think, is the way you should think about it. Second thing is controlling the sexual pace. You decide, like, you lead, and you decide what to do next. And it's like taking her on an emotional adventure. If you're like waiting for her to, like talk slow, or to get closer, or to bring her in, or to take her somewhere, or take her hand, then there really is not. I feel like it doesn't bring out as much in a relationship, or like in whatever time you're spending together, because as a man, I suppose that's what you're supposed to do. Dude, I don't know if like people can hear me. There's like some windows open in this building, but I don't know if people like can actually just like hear me speaking. Even if they do, I guess it's fine, unless they say something completely weird, but I don't think there's anything that weird I'm saying. Okay, so the next thing is assumptive language. Assumptive language is basically when you're speaking, and I think you should do this. You should just do this as a thing for self-esteem with anybody, but it's assuming that the other person likes you, or assuming that they're attracted to you. And what it signals is that I'm used to other women being into me, and so like if she has some sort of subtle rejection or objection to you, just reframe it as something like you still assume that she's into you, and then you continue on. I think that's a lot of social confidence, because people assume people don't like them first, or people don't really think you're cool, or that you're not interesting. But it's like, if you assume that there could be something bigger that's built from whatever interaction you're having right now, and going forward after that, I think people have a subtle sense that subtly, and you also have created a lot more opportunities for yourself in terms of getting to know people and having a better time, because there's a bit of mystery there, and also a bit of reinforcement of the fact that you can have fun in these interactions. You can bring value to someone else as much as you do to yourself. Next thing is slow down and pull her into. I don't really need to explain that one. It's just like when you're about to kiss, like you just slow down and pull her into. The other one is like, is she good enough for me? Is how you should think about it. A lot of guys think about it, and I certainly do this. Like last night, is like, am I good enough for her? And that creates this cycle of like, what am I going to do next? What should I say next? Like, what is she thinking about me? But if you're relaxed and you think about it in terms of like, is someone else good enough for you, then you're being more open to, just expressing the way that you feel and saying what you actually mean in a moment, and say exactly what you feel. It's like you're instantly authentic, and it's like not a bad thing. I think it's a thing that people should learn in terms of self-esteem, that you shouldn't choose people who don't respect you, or choose people who don't give you any genuine sense of presentness or energy, or whatever it is that makes you feel at home when you're interacting with someone. So having an evaluation frame is definitely positive for the whole thing about dating and relationships. Yeah, so that's that. I guess like what that connects to, this whole thing about just me having social anxiety around girls still, or just sort of acting style is like, I have talked to some people I know there's like, my cousins like this, like, some people I know, like, they're just friends. They're, like, they don't, and that's why it seem like normal to you, because you might be like that too. But they don't think about what other people think about them that much, really. Like, and for me, like, as I've been practicing eye contact, it's weird because I like look at people just like so I can get comfortable with looking and them looking away first. But then it's like, what did I just do that for? It's like, did I like me or did I not? Like, I'm thinking about literally every single person. If there's 10 people, I'm thinking about every single person's perceiving me in some way, shape, or form. And now it's like less minute, like not that much. I know there's things I can't control. I try to focus on what I can do next, but still, it disturbs me, like walking through a place, and I just want to like feel like I'm calm and relaxed. Like I only feel that when I'm like in a room by myself and not thinking about things. But if I'm reading outside or going on a hike and I see other people, it's like I feel need. How do I like frame it so like they like how do I say hi, or how do I say how are you, or whatever it is. And that's something I'm working on. I think it's something that comes from just being able to say what you mean. I mean, what you say, and have people in your life that affirm that, and also know that you're your own best friend, and that you don't need other people to allow yourself to feel proud of yourself for doing something that you know was right. I have this like Pilates class. I think it's a yoga class at 12:15, and I'm like hungry as hell. Like I was just walking over here. I was like, damn, I should get some food. But the dining hall, they are open from like 7 to 10 and like 11 to 3. So the next thing I can get is 11. But I also want to hit the gym. Maybe I'll eat first at 11. Then I'll walk, and maybe I'll journal a little bit or do some homework. Then at like Pilates, then yoga, and then 1:15. Then I'll go hit a back workout at like 1:30 because it's in RSF, which is where the gym is located. Dude, can you believe it? It's like so nice here. Like these rocks, they're not comfortable to sit behind, but I like these trees and like this fresh air. It's not that cold. Yeah. Um, the last thing I'll say is related to social anxiety or overthinking, and I think it's something that everyone experiences, because if you like really think about it, like no one has come away in life completely unnicked. Like something that everyone has some amount of insecurity, as Kyber noted in the in his podcast, in our podcast, and I think it affects you in ways and makes you change your behavior or hold back, because really you are like your collection of experiences, and you tweak yourself based on those. But so for me, like every once in a while, just like during the day, I'll just think of like someone didn't like me or something that happened. It's like literally all of this just happened. A lot of it's like happened in the last year of high school that I'm still thinking about. Like, oh, this girl that like I really really liked in my class, whom I've talked about in this podcast, just like who I was just super super attracted to physically, just like didn't like me, or was thought I was a weirdo. That's what was going through my head. And it's like, dude, you didn't do anything that like was remotely close to like being inappropriate. Like maybe you were a little weird because wasn't into you, or maybe you didn't read her well enough. But this is you like practicing and getting more familiar with relationships and stuff. But that like once you have kind of those experiences that turn out badly, it makes you just like tweak out like in the middle, like what the fuck, like why did I do that? I told this to my therapist, like this is so embarrassing. I sent those texts, like, and they just like literally did not respond. Or there's past wounds or traumas or like like when someone just like not wanting to be friends with me anymore, like we would have interesting conversations. Seemed like a good person. She was hardworking. Then now she's not wanting to talk to me. Like what? Like what did I do? And I feel like if you don't really have a base for your self worth from family and in terms of family and friends, like having someplace to go back to, you are really kind of like left to your own, all left on your own to build your own floor and build your own walls in your house. Um, yeah, and like one of my friends just telling me I'm like super not socially attuned. It's just like, damn, someone would say it. Like I would never tell that to someone. Like not even like out of selfishness. It's just like I don't want to like fucking like ruin someone's day, but or life from telling them that. It's not that deep. I guess it's something that I'm happy happened. Everything, I guess I'm happy everything has happened because I feel like things happen for a reason. But it sucks because when you're in the middle of the day and you think about that, you're like, oh my fuck, this is just, what if this is true? Like, when am I doing that right now? I'm just like, creates this shame in you about how to behave and how to act. And I think like being able to have compassion for those parts of yourself is what takes time, and also takes like some amount of just like knowing that you don't know yet, like being okay with being uncertain about that. And so yeah, and I think what Izzy said about just, dude, Izzy, uh, well, anyways, she like said like being proud of what you do at the end of the day. That's like an individual thing, and you have to really be aware of your own values and your own standards and your own boundaries and what you care about. There's two things I wanted to finally address, just kind of jumping around in this podcast. Um, and honestly, it's like kind of for myself. So if no one's actually watching this, I'm like, or if you've gotten to this point, it's kind of funny. I'm glad you did though. The first thing is like something that Kyber told me, was just like, you shouldn't just be kind to strangers, which is what's kind of been working on, but you should be kind to everyone, and includes your friends. And what I've noticed is like, yeah, like the most beautiful people are the people who like genuinely wish you the best, to genuinely like want you to do well. And takes a lot of empathy and a lot of I don't know, self-esteem, self-worth, self-work. I don't know, just being. That's fundamental to being a good person. But that kind of like thing, that like social kindness is. It also just it also counteracts with like being selfish and like needing to prove yourself and being secure and like having an ego and like oh, my friend's doing well, like what the fuck, like how, like why am I not in the same place as him, or like why is everyone else going to the gym, like I want to be big, I'm the only person who wants to be big, or like why is everyone else so fucking good at basketball, or like whatever it is you're doing. And it's hard. I think everyone needs to work on like just get the fuck out of your own head. Stop like putting such an emphasis on your ego, and like be kind to everyone, like hope and be genuinely wishing them the best. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna be a very sad person, because you'll never really realize your full happiness until you realize that it's completely independent of other people. The second thing, oh gosh, I'm losing my train of thought here, is kindness. What about kindness was I thinking of? Oh, loving yourself enough to walk away from people who don't love you. Huh. I think a big component of making friends is, or meeting new people, is being able to say, like, hey, I'm not trying to make you like me to every single person, or like investing your time or energy into someone, like everyone, like you. Basic respect and kindness to everyone, I think, is a baseline. Damn, is there a squirrel above me? But um, but being aware of, like, and being in your comfort zone of, like, why am I saying this, or what am I trying to get out of this? It's like being aware of your own boundaries and, like, respecting that, and respecting your own, your own bubble, I guess. And that's hard for me because I don't really know. Like, I think I've been designed as, like, I want everyone to like me. That's, like, my goal. Because it's just feel like no one likes me, or no one, like, cares about me, values me, and it's like when someone does, it's like, what? Like, I feel like it's a rare thing, and I think I don't know. Most people are craving that, but just not trying to convince every single person that you meet, like, I'm valuable, or I'm cool, or I'm interesting. But just being you, and be comfortable with the fact that maybe they don't get you, or maybe they don't have the same reaction to something as you do, but it takes time. Like, I mean, there's people in my life that I respect a lot. I would assume that the way they've become so firmly grounded in themselves and with and around other people is that they've been comfortable with the fact of, like, a lot of people won't get me, or they'll think I'm boring, or distant, or cold, or nonchalant, or whatever it is. In my interactions, even though it's just me being me, but always having an open attitude toward people sharing things with you, I guess. And I don't know, like, having like the honesty with everyone is, like, honestly, I don't really know if that's what you should do. Like, my cousin told me that's, like, not really what you should do. Not honesty, but just, like, sharing deep things. Like, you don't need to do that, unless you genuinely feel like you want to, which is hard because I still figuring that out. But being respectful of yourself, like, respecting yourself, and being aware of your own energy, and, like, what it is that you. It's not like living in the third person. Like, what do they think? What do you think? Like, asking yourself, like, what do you think? Like, are you happy with yourself right now? Like, the way you're acting, the way you're speaking, how you're taking care of yourself. Like, what do you think? And that's a question that I rarely ask myself genuinely, or, like, go in my body to feel. But I think it's, like, solves, like, I don't know, 90% of your qualms or doubts about yourself. Because now you know what you need to work on. Now you know what's making you experience discomfort in a healthy way, and what's making you experience discomfort in the wrong way, in an unhealthy way. Yeah, sorry, that was kind of a rant, but I'm glad I recorded this morning. My voice was, like, slothfully, like, gradually becoming more quiet. So hopefully the audio is not super cooked. All right, peace.